Guys, welcome back to the Hustle Russell Zone. I am here with Sara Benjamin. Sara, esteemed playwright. Thank you for joining me today.
You're so welcome. Happy to be here.
Sara, burning question for you. What does it mean to be a playwright in the year of our Lord 2020?
Well, hustle, wrestle, I suppose it means the same thing it's meant for all of human history, which is just to see what around you inspires you and what you feel like the temperature of the world is and how you can reflect that. Temperature at the moment is a bit raised, which is good for inspiration, and then you just see where the muses take you.
Fantastic, fantastic. So muses are different for everybody, fair?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think it's probably a reflection of who you are and what interests you. You know, you're not going to write the same material that the next person on the street is going to write.
No, I won't be writing anything at all. Is it fair to say that what motivates one person to, as you said, seize the inspiration might be different from what another person would be inspired by? For example, I wake up, I'm inspired by the number of emails that are waiting for me on my iPad. Is that the kind of thing that inspires you, or are you kind of humming to a different tune?
Yeah, I'm humming to a very different tune. I wouldn't say that emails in the inbox inspire me in the least. In fact, emails in the inbox, I mean, unless they're exciting, fun, personal emails, whatever, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of spam in my mind.
Oh, fun personal ones. Yeah, that would sound like a hoot.
I'm inspired by current events, by gender roles in society. I'm inspired by human interaction, which is only virtual at this moment, which is fascinating. I'm sure there'll be a whole lot of art. There already has been made about that.
Have you thought through how your plays might fare on TikTok?
Yeah, I don't think that would really work. I'm not sure that the TikTok platform is really for a long form play.
Well, it's for almost, you can go up to a minute. Are your plays long? How your plays generally longer than?
I mean, yeah, a typical, even a one act play is about 60 minutes to 70 minutes.
One out of the 24 hours people spend there?
Yes,
Wow.
at least. And I mean, you know, a musical, a Broadway musical, not that I write musicals, but musicals are a good 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but
Harry Potter play, and that's like 5 hours of
whoa.
you know, that's a lot
That's
of
a lot of lost revenue.
back to back.
5 hours of lost revenue. Is it true that artists are attention seekers at the end of the day? Because I feel like I can sort of relate to that.
Yeah, I think the best artists are throwing the attention off of themselves and at some truth that they're trying to reveal, unveil. There are people throughout the world in every sphere that are very interested in having the spotlight on themselves. So inevitably, that's true in the world of art. But I think if you're just out for the applause, you know, you're going to be depressed most of the time.
I was always raised that the louder the applause, the more you should feel like you are worth something. True or not so much?
Well, Hustle Russell, I would say that's something you could unpack with your therapist or your pastor or your rabbi, because I feel like, you know, you really want to know that you have inherent worth on your own.
Yes.
You know,
My inherent worth is directly reflected in my bank account.
Not quite what I was saying.
I feel like that's where we were going. I feel like we're very in sync on this. Let's just say we agree on that. Move right on to the next. So when you go into a room, and this whole theme of attention, do you want to be seen? Do you want to be noticed? Do you want people to ask you questions, ask you for your wisdom? Or do you kind of sit in the back and kind of take things in and then comment later on to someone on the ride home?
It depends. I'm a bit of a chameleon. So it depends on if I'm walking into a room where I don't know anyone, or if I'm walking into a room where I do know people. If I do know people, I'm happy to give advice and have some attention and whatever. If I don't know anybody, I want to be at the back of the room. I want to blend. I want to, you know, I don't want to have to talk with people I don't know.
Got it. I'm no fan of strangers. I'll tell you that. I am no fan of strangers. At the same time, isn't it also true you got to be an attention hog if you want to be called the big dog?
You want wait. Say that again. You got to be an attention hog if you want to be the big dog.
That's correct. Thank you for noticing. Yes.
Down
Yes.
for something. Do you
I
have
would love it. I love when people write down what I say, so I will give you as much time as you need.
to be an attention hog if you want to be the big dog?
That's correct. Sarah, here's another one. While you're writing, if you want to transcend time, you got to make things rhyme.
I feel like there's a lot of catchphrase preachers out there that have figured that one out.
So people say they use their real lives to inform their art. Is this something that you can relate to, that you've experienced? What's something that's maybe happened to you that's made it into a play, for example?
Oh, I think very much that's there's a saying, write what you know, which is not to say that you can only write about murder if you've been murdered, clearly, but you need to really understand the subject. And I think in the form of playwriting, that's really revealed, and like you do much better job writing from what you know. So 100% of material in my plays is stuff that I've either personally firsthand experienced, or some version of that has been experienced, or a friend has told me a story that I just thought was too good to leave, so I had to embellish it and make it even more heightened for the stage.
Sometimes people put their whole life into something, and it's actually not enough.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. That's great. Yeah, that's true. You can't put your whole life into something, temporal and expect it to be fulfilling.
Right. I think maybe you misunderstood me, though, because what I mean also is that you put your whole self into something and it's not successful. Therefore, you are not enough. You're not worth enough.
I think we're coming back to that therapy thing.
Could I be a playwright if I was willing to incorporate some of my life onto the stage?
I mean, I suppose anyone could be a playwright if you've got an idea, if you've got a.
Thought you never asked. Glad to hear you say that. If I do, let's say, a one-man show, okay, about cold calling. Curtain opens. I'm at my desk. I make live cold calls on stage. Close all the sales. Curtain closes. Winner or not?
Well, there's always an audience for everything. There's some. It might be a niche audience.
Yeah. Well, sitting through 5 hours of Harry Potter on a broomstick, I think people are going to come watch me make some cold calls. Sarah, what I want to do with you now is a quick game of word association. I'm going to throw a word at you. I want you to throw back the first thing that comes to mind. Can we do that?
Sure. I love it.
Shakespeare.
Playwright.
Accurate. Darwin.
Animals.
Guy wrote the book on hustle. The guy wrote the book. Darwin literally wrote the book on hustle.
I see what you're saying.
Literally hustle or die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Crying.
Baseball.
Hustle.
Russell.
Hey. Poverty.
Stricken.
I would like to dig a little deeper with you now. What is the role of honesty in your work?
Oh, key. Honesty is everything. You can't. I mean, the sort of mantra you could have is tell the truth. It doesn't mean that it will appeal to everyone. It just means that it will be authentic.
So in other words, you got to keep your honesty raw if you want to write like George Bernard Shaw.
Well, did you come up with that one just now?
I'm just asking if it's valid. I believe it is.
Say yes.
Thank you. You got to stay in touch with what you feel if you want to ball out like Eugene O'Neill.
Okay, you have these ready to go.
Hey, I will not be accused. I will not. On my own show, I will not. You have to be honest. You have to be truthful. Curveball, though. Honesty, great, up to a point. What if that point is that something that you're about to say is going to blow the sale? Then it's okay at that point to lie and be dishonest, correct?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to go with you on that one. I feel like the thing is, there, especially with art, there's, like I said earlier, there's an audience for everything, and not everything is going to be to everyone's taste. And if you want to be an artist with any integrity and who really can stand by their own work, then you got to be willing to offend people. You got to be willing to say what you meant and mean what you say. Well, we're going somewhere.
We're on a journey.
I've got this quote on my wall that I just have to share with you.
Okay.
Right. So a civilization isn't defined by how much money somebody made or how many BMWs people have in their garages. If you visit the Met, you won't see exhibits of people's bank accounts. The currency of civilization is art. That's what's preserved in our museums and libraries. That's
Whoa.
Stella Adler truth bomb.
Oh, wow. Is that, hey, was that written by the brokest guy ever?
Stella Adler, I think, did pretty well for herself.
Oh, she did?
I feel like she did pretty well for herself.
Oh, it was a lady.
It was a lady.
Was she known to hustle in her time?
Hey, she was as far as, she was in the world of art. She hustled. I don't know if she hustled like Hustle Russell, but she hustled a bit. She probably had a bit of, she wrote some books.
I'm just saying that there are people who sponsor stuff and they have expectations, and you got to hang with the players if you want to make plays like Dorothy Sayers.
You know, I think what you're saying makes absolute sense and happens all the time.
Parting thoughts?
Be blessed. Take a nap, Hustle Russell.
Thank you so much. I don't nap. I'm quite like a vampire. I barely sleep. And guys, thank you. Sara, thank you for joining us. Sara Benjamin, esteemed playwright. Please look her up. Check her out. Sara, great to see you. Final Hustle score, 4.9.
Out of
a full 10. It's a 10 scale, but it's better than usual. It's better than usual.
Okay. All right.
Better than usual. You're in the arts. I don't know what to tell you. You heard it here. Sara Benjamin, Hustle Russell. That's 2 L's, 1 life.